I'm going to keep this one muted.
You're live too.
City services.
Yeah, this could be weird doing the pledge down this far.
You still see it.
I guess I think I
Okay. All right, the June 2nd Middlebury Town Council meeting will now be called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kent Kaufman,
here.
Mike Holloway,
Here.
Gary Craig,
Here.
Carl Miller,
Here.
and Kevin Miller is absent today.
All right, we have the minutes for the May 19th meeting.
I'll motion that we accept the minutes from the May 19th, 2025 Town Council meeting as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
We'll open the floor for public comments. Any public comments?
You be the guinea pig.
Will you take requests? Song?
All right, we'll close the public comments. Have expense vouchers.
I'll motion that we approve and accept the expense vouchers for disbursement.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Under unfinished business, we have an ordinance for temporary no parking from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on West Spring Street.
Nice.
Should
I
be.
don't know. I don't
It's not.
Doesn't
think it
sound
is.
like it.
Oh,
Can you hear me
I
now?
think I killed it. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Is there a
Is there a
button on
switch
there?
on
I was going to say, is the mic itself on maybe? They tested it. Maybe they left it
Oh,
on.
it might be on now.
What?
Try it.
I don't know.
It's
Oh,
not.
there it is.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Okay.
gotta get clipped
there we go.
right up here.
Weird.
So this is a no parking between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on West Spring Street. Currently, I think there's no parking on the south side of the street. So this would include no parking on the north side during those time periods every day while construction is going on that water tower because of all the deliveries that are going to need to go through there. It's a narrow street. And so we have given notices to all of the residents along that corridor. Nobody has come back and said anything. And so this is the next step because in order for the police department to issue any type of citation or warning or anything, they need an ordinance in
Need to be
place.
posted.
So it would be a temporary thing while construction is going on.
Do we have any idea about the timing of the temporary? Like, I know we say while construction, but
We'll probably start it sometime in July because it's not gonna, we're not gonna be having a lot of equipment go in. And then they should be done by, I think, September of next year. So
Okay.
if they get done early, obviously,
it,
we'll
right.
bring it.
and is it Monday through Friday?
Yes.
So if it is finished prior to, I see it says expiring on November 30th, 2026. So if they're done before then, they'll
We'll bring it back.
just bring it.
Perfect.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance for temporary no parking on West Spring Street.
So second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Contract agreement with Cap Trust Financial for retirement management.
That was something Jackson was supposed to bring, but I don't know if we ever got the final copy from Cap Trust.
Correct. My understanding is that we have a draft agreement that is just about ready. We are ready, we're looking for the final version to be submitted. This would deal with retirement plan services. for your 401A retirement plan as well as your deferred comp plan, but we do not yet have the final clean copy ready for signature. So we would anticipate bringing that back
Put that off until the next one.
next meeting.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the reason we're doing this is to help Shaylee and to help the employees of the town in accessing their retirement plans, because right now it's rather antiquated, different systems, and this brings it all into one.
I think it could eventually bring it all into one. I think for now it has to stay antiquated. And that's a nationwide thing. Not nationwide,
But
the
Cap Trust.
country, but
Yeah.
nationwide, the specific company.
Yeah.
But this allows them to enroll through somebody and get assistance with that enrollment and knowing what they can and cannot put their money into and get actual advisement, because I am not qualified for that. So I
And that
can
is a-
assist them as far as this is how you fill out the form, but I can't tell you how to fill the form out itself.
And
So-
they work off the expenses that are generated by the fund, not
Correct.
off of our dollar.
Correct.
We don't pay them for this.
Correct. There's no direct payment to them. It's all
Right.
through the retirement system funds.
All right, so that'll be moved off until we get that final notice. Request for sewer credit at 503 Heritage Drive.
This is the Caribbean Auto Spa request that you had asked prior or at the last council to just double check the numbers. Everything did match what we had in our system. So the only difference was just the calculation of the sewer credit. I credited at our sewer rate of $8 per 1,000 gallons. So there's almost $100 difference, not quite. It's $99.10.
Yeah.
But
All
so
right. Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the request for sewer credit at 503 Heritage Drive.
Should provide an amount.
Which amount?
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and before you finish your motion, can we go even at 4,000? Because obviously Shaylee's is this.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And his was this. So we've got Shayla's was $3,963.70. So that was calculated.
Yeah, so
By
we're
the town,
16,
His was
17.
$4,062.80. I'd be if the town council agrees, could we go half as with you and just go an even 4,000? Okay.
Okay.
Now,
All right, so then I'll make a motion that we approve the request for the sewer credit 503 Heritage Drive in the amount of $4,000.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, under new business, certification regarding tax increment replacement amount.
Do you have it? The form? Okay. Basically, the redevelopment commission each year has an obligation to report on what it anticipates its allocation and receipt of TIF revenues would be each year. And they also have the right to impose an additional tax levy in order to replace certain levies that have been lost as a result of statutory changes at the state level, removing certain levies that used to be on the taxes from schools. If the commission were to suffer a loss because of those changes, they could replace the TIF revenue. Conventionally and historically, the redevelopment commission has agreed based upon its original premise when it set TIF districts up, that it would not impose additional taxes as a result of TIF districts, that they would not impose this additional levy. So the certification says that the town council, which has the right to impose that levy, with the redevelopment commission, agrees that there would be no replacement levy next year. It would be the standard tax rates for the redevelopment commission.
For any of the TIF districts.
For all of your
All
TIF
the TIF
districts.
districts.
Yep.
Thank you.
And this is a recurring year after year.
It has to be
It
approved.
has
Yeah.
been, it has
Yeah.
been for every year that
Yeah.
Mhm.
you've had a redevelopment commission.
I would make the motion that we accept the certification regarding tax increment replacement amount as presented.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Request to close West Lawrence Street for sanitary sewer connection for 301 West Lawrence.
So when the new warehouse that's being built there on West Lawrence was built, there was a sanitary sewer line that served 301 that went straight through the middle of that property. So the new warehouse took that sanitary sewer lateral, and now 301 needs to get their sanitary sewer connected up. So right where the drive is that goes back to 301 is where we're going to be doing this. And there's a map in your packet there.
Mhm.
So we're needing to close West Lawrence between Wayne Street and Brown Street from Wednesday, June 11th at 7 a.m. to Thursday, June 12th at 5 p.m. to complete that project. We might not get the asphalt obviously back in, but it's going to take quite a bit of time to dig it out and do what we need to do. And then the following week, the adjacent property owner is going to be pouring some concrete. So they're going to, I think, pour our concrete back, the sidewalk that we'll be removing, and some curb. So anyway, just it's going to take some time to get it done. So we're asking for permission to close.
Is this enough time? I mean, what do they call it? Murphy's, if something can happen, or if,
Murphy's Law.
yeah, Murphy's Law, if, okay. Just want to make sure if you need enough time.
They'll probably be out cutting the road, prior to and different things. So that way they're ready to start popping things out
Mhm.
on the 11th.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request to close West Lawrence Street for sanitary sewer connection for 301 West Lawrence on the dates mentioned.
I'll second.
Ooh, there we go.
Go ahead.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
FCI construction pay application number 2 on the water treatment plant improvements.
So pay application number 2 from FCI in the amount of $493,032.52 was submitted. It's been reviewed and agreed upon by the inspectors running the project. And so they have submitted it to us. We need to submit it to you before we can submit it to the Indiana Finance Authority through their SRF repayment. So that's what it's here for, is for consideration for approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve and accept the FCI construction pay application number 2 on the water treatment plant improvements in the amount of $493,032.52.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Request to hire summer fun staff. Are they just fun people?
Yeah, so,
No training.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to approve the request to hire the summer fun staff listed on the memo from the Parks Department Superintendent.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion on water main replacement for Crystal Valley Manor.
So first of all, we have a leak out on this east-west line that's between Crystal Valley Manor and Highland Commons. There's a packet of information that was sent out a little bit later. And we need to get that leak repaired. I'm pretty sure that that's helping increase our unaccountable water again. So that water line that is in there was put in late 1970s. It's a plastic water main. It's a very thin-walled water main. And if you look at some of the pictures that are back through, we've worked on this before since I've been here to repair another issue of water flowing into their basement because of another leak that's on that line. So you can kind of see where the plastic water main is at. And anytime that you do any work on that, there's a huge chance of something going wrong. We talked about putting an inserted valve or an easy valve in. I don't think that that's going to help us. So we're going to shut that water main down because I'm worried about lateral splitting of the pipe. So Crystal Valley Manor and we believe that Middlebury Manor Apartments will both be out of water on Thursday. That's when we're planning to do the work. We have our typical boil order notices. We're going to go in Wednesday, go door to door, talk with everybody or try to talk with everybody, give them some bottles of water and work until it's back up and going. But eventually I think that we need to do something with this line. It's not in good condition. And it makes us nervous.
We don't still do this kind of thing, do we?
No,
Using
all of our
plastic
stuff
or-
is ductile iron. Unless we're boring underneath a river, typically we'll bore HDPE and then put valves on each end and then connect on with ductile once you get back up to, your 5-foot depth because it's easier to bore the HDPE. So anyway, just bringing you into the conversation and discussion of what's happening and see if there's any questions.
So we're just doing the service line now?
We're doing that. There's a, like more down towards where it ends and it heads north,
Mm-hmm.
where that's where the area that we're in.
So you mentioned, we need to do something with this line. Are we just not prepared to do that now?
We need to think it through and, make the right
connection.
connections. Because there's a few different ways that you can approach this. I would like to be able to sit down and run the numbers both ways, cost wise, and just do a brainstorming session with everybody. We haven't had that opportunity to do that yet.
And it'll go back as a 2-inch line?
It'll go, that line right there, I think is a 6-inch.
Got it. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's okay. That's what I thought. Then I saw 2-inch somewhere, 2-inch service,
Right.
6-inch main. Okay.
And it's pulled apart on us before.
Will this
I mean, it
eliminate
looks
all the
like it needs to be
plastic?
done. I mean, I don't-
But
Will this eliminate all the plastic?
no,
No,
I wish.
in that
No.
area?
not yet, right?
Okay,
Or some other.
That's the brainstorming session.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we still have other plastic. I mean, we're just doing a repair. We've got hopefully have all the pieces and parts to do the repair. But a long-term fix needs to be done on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, discussion on Hilltop lease renewal or termination.
You want to introduce it?
So I think it was 3 years ago?
3 years.
We entered into a lease agreement between the town and the Hilltop Restaurant for the land where they have their current parking lot on the north side of Berry Street. So that lease expires on August 14th, 2025. And Jackson has asked what the desires of the next step could be for 109 Grand Street property. So in the lease agreement, it states that you can renew the lease on 1 year, I think 1 year extensions.
A lot of times it's automatic unless one of the parties terminates it. I didn't look.
I think
Okay.
that's how it's-
Yeah, it should be automatic.
So anyway, we're at the point of what's our next step. So that's, and Craig can fill in.
Yeah, and then this real estate is a part of the real estate that is up for consideration for proposals for the developer.
Yes.
Is that right? So
Yes.
the proposed amendment to the lease would be in lieu of terminating, which the town would have the right to do when it comes up on the renewal date in August, that the lease would continue, but it would have a provision that would allow the town to terminate the lease if it does sell or transfer the real estate or enters into a contract for sale of the real estate. And at least 10 days notice would be provided so that parties would have some time to make
Mhm.
adjustments.
Could we give them more time?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Certainly could, yeah.
Yeah.
60 days at least.
It just, it would,
Yeah.
3 or 4.
3 or 4 years.
Sorry
yeah, it
about
would
that,
just
Carl.
involve, what kind of coordination you would need with anyone that would be ending up purchasing the property.
I would think by the time we approved purchase and development, we would have a fairly accurate timeline. And so I think given a 60-day notice
Okay.
should not be an issue based on some of the information I've seen already. So in fairness to the business that's had it this long, 60 days, I think would be
Okay.
the correct
Would be
number.
fair.
I will be abstaining from this, so if you want to take
Right, yeah,
it, that's
right.
fine.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
If you wanted to act upon that this evening, we could do that and then just have the officers then authorized to sign once we revise it and bring it back for you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to wait any longer then.
Yeah, if we could motion it to be done as presented next week with a 60-day provision for termination, right? So I would make a motion that we allow the Hilltop lease renewal to continue past August 14th, 2025, with the provision of a 60-day termination notice once the town has entered into an agreement with anyone to sell or
Okay.
transfer the property.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any
No.
questions or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Announcements. Elkhart County Regional Sewer District meeting on June 4th at 6:30 at the Elkhart County Public Services Building. Elkhart County Redevelopment Commission meeting on June 5th at 2 p.m. at the Elkhart County Administration Building. Elkhart County Plat Committee meeting on June 12th at 9 a.m. at the Elkhart County Administration Building. The Elkhart County Plan Commission meeting on June 12th at 9:30 at Elkhart County Administration Building. And our next town council meeting will be here on June 16th, right here at the town hall. And we are adjourned.